Hey yo YouTube, what's up? Super excited. Second video on the channel. Today I'm going to be bringing you my top 5 favorite basses in Serum. So yeah, this is going to be a cool one. Gonna keep it pretty simple, nothing crazy. You know, I like simple. You know, I think simple is good. I think doing simple really well is an art. So from there, we'll get into some details on the different kinds of basses, a good variety here for you to use in your tracks, things like that. All of these basses I use pretty regularly. Yeah, you can use these in different styles of tech house, you know, from minimal to more commercial style tech house, things like that. And yeah, so it's a really good variety. I'm really excited to share this with you guys. So yeah, let's go. All right, guys. So first bass is going to be what I call a buzzy saw bass, right? So it's going to have a little bit of it's going to have a little bit of some high ends in there to give it a little bit of a buzz feel. Lots of mid range, lots of low end, obviously. And aside from that, I'm gonna play you guys just the basic house beat I have, so you know what we're working with here, and then we'll go into the first bass. So here's the basic beat. So yeah, that's what we got there. And then let's get into the first bass here. So yeah, first one, I'll solo it for you guys so you can hear it raw on its own. So yeah, basic stuff. But yeah, we'll play that with the beat now. So yeah, guys, let's get into Serum here. So see here, this is super simple stuff. One oscillator, we have a saw wave on oscillator 1. We also have a sub here with another saw in there. So yeah, let's get into it. We're mono legatoing this, portamento on always about 12 milliseconds around. So we're not trying to make this one glide too much. But if you see here in the MIDI, we are going to use some glides from time to time, but nothing super heavy, right? And then from here, we have envelope 2 routed to the cutoff filter, MG low 24, and you can play around with this. This stuff isn't set in stone, so play around with it, see how you feel. But yeah, we have the cutoff at around 28 hertz to 26 to 21 hertz, and yeah, that envelope's just routed there, as well as the drive. We're gonna have it 26%, fat 27%, and resonance 13%, right? And then getting into the effects, we have a tape saturation on. Drive's gonna be around 68, mix is going to be around 44 with the compressor, the Serum compressor in there as well. I generally don't use the Serum compressor, but I feel like this needed it just a bit to glue some stuff together and things like that. So yeah, that's pretty much it for that from Serum. Aside from that, we do have some processing here. Like we have our obvious side chain, pretty heavy side chain here, as well as some tape delay used as saturation. If y'all want me to make a video on that, I definitely will. It's a cool little trick, and it gives a nice little warm kind of sound to it. So if you hear here, this is with and then without. Yeah, so it's gonna give you just a little bit of extra flavor. Small little change there with that. But then aside from that, we have some EQing, cutting out the highs, really continuing to boost up the mid-low frequencies and a little bit of the low. I felt like this one specifically needed it, but you know, you can play around with that and play and use it to taste there. So aside from that, cutting below 25 hertz, I like to do that on most all my basses just to make sure it's not muddied up or anything. So one more time through with that. So yeah, there's that. That's bass number 1. Now on to bass number 2. This one's one of my favorites here. This is going to be the rolling sub bass. As you see, we have a lot of pitch jumps and things like that. Have a full octave jump a few times here. So yeah, I'll play it on its own. So yeah, that's that. We'll play it with the beat. So yeah, and this one just screams energy. You'll hear this in like Revival NYC tracks, things like that. But yeah, anyway, we'll hop into Serum here. So we got 2 sine waves, one a whole octave up, as well as the, we're not routing anything with the envelopes, so we're not touching that. So this one, again, is very simple. Have the filter on low 18 with a cutoff of 57, a drive of 20, fat 21, and then filter is going to, or resonance is going to be 10%. So yeah, and that's pretty much, we got mono legato on, and you can bump this a little higher. I have it at 31. If you want a little more glide, you can put it all the way up to say like 1 second or so. But yeah, I prefer kind of the more of the glitchy kind of jumps and things like that. So yeah, a little less, you know, the more you put that up, the more, you know, they're going to kind of bleed into each other. So this makes the jumps a little more prominent and sharp, but still getting that nice roll to it. So other than that, we have sidechain. We're pumping the sidechain pretty hard since this one's more of a continuous bass, as well as again the tape delay used for saturation there, and we can give that a listen. See, on this one it makes a pretty substantial difference. That's without, with. Yeah, that one, it makes a pretty big difference on that one. So, but yeah. Let's see, now on to bass number 3, square bass. So let's take a listen. So yeah, with the beat. So yeah. This one, again, very simple, not a lot of processing, you know, it's pretty much, I have the kind of same, I go about these things pretty much the same way most every time with the processing. And anyway, into Serum, we have 2 square waves here, one with 7 voices of unison, detuned about 25.25. You know, you can play around with that as well and see what you prefer. Now, and with the filter, we got the MG low 24, cutoff routed to envelope 2 with an attack of 0.5, hold of 0, decay of 2 seconds, sustain 48%, and then release 15 milliseconds. So, and then with the filter, you have drive at 0, fat at 0, resonance at 10, and then you're going 40 to 14 on the cutoff. So yeah, aside from that, no effects on this one really, not in Serum at least, no mono legato, nothing like that. So But here, if we look at the MIDI, we can see that we have a little bit of pitch bend on the first note of each bar. That's going to give it a little bit of movement, right? So you can hear it dipping down just a tiny bit there. Nothing crazy again. Side chain, not a super big side chain here, only at 77%. All side chain to the kick here, but not a super big side chain. Since it's fewer notes, you can let a little more of those frequencies come through, and it also it reacts well with the kick. This one does. Not too much conflicting frequencies there. Aside from that, tape delay used for saturation again. EQ, we're cutting those lows again, boosting the mids, and then cutting off the highs. So then on to probably another one of my favorites here. We have what I call the acid bass. All right. So yeah, I'll play through this one for you. With the beat. So this one's nice and chunky, very, very chunky. Got the acid kind of sound to it. So yeah, jumping into Serum here again. We have two saw waves, both go into the filter, MG low 24. So pretty hard curve on the filter. Got the cutoff routed to envelope 1 here. Very, very short on the envelopes. Very, very short. Hard slope down. Resonance is high at 44. You can play around with that as well. Fat 31, drive 36. No mono legato here. But yeah, and with this one you can either make a top layer and cut out the mids, and play around with the resonance here, and maybe have something like that. You can play around with it. You know, you can even make this a little squelchier by bringing this up just a touch. So really you can play around with it however. You know, this is where I had it as more how I prefer for more of a bass. Now again, you can add a top layer to it and make it automate up towards the end, and you can have a really nice sounding little lead to go with it as well. So some effects. Got tape saturation here, drive 78, mix 31, basic stuffs. Then on to processing here, have a little sidechain, a pretty heavy sidechain actually, just because there's a lot of notes going on here and it's very busy already, you know, so just ducking those a little bit. And then as we don't have tape saturation on this one, we do have a little bit of EQ on there. We're doing a little surgical EQ to get out some harsh frequencies here, boosting the lows, cutting the highs. So, and then on to the last bass here, probably my favorite of all of them is a knocky kind of style bass. So I'll let you hear it here. So yeah, this one's my favorite of all of them, most likely. Yeah, let's get into it here. So yeah, we have a sine wave with 5 voices of unison, detunement at 0.14, meshed with a saw wave here, going to MG low 24, cut off, letting a lot of those low frequencies come through, going up to about 44 there. Again, just like on the acid bass, very, very quick slopes on the envelopes. No mono legato. Got the drive at 30, big drive, big fat at 53, and high resonance at 78. So, and then also we paired that with a little noise. Here, a little kick, pitched down a little bit to kind of match the thump of it. Another tape saturation, drive at 78, mix at 31. So, and then aside from that, we have our sidechain at 96%. We have tape delay used as that saturation again. This one really, this makes a nice difference here as well, so you can hear it without and then with. Really gives it that mid-range kind of punch, right? Again, fixing some of the harsh frequencies here, cutting the highs, boosting the lows. And yeah, that's the last bass. I'll play that one more time. So yeah, and that's it. That's all the basses there, guys. Hopefully those can be implemented in your tracks super easily. You know, this is just ideas to go off of, you know, a starting point. You know, go crazy with it, you know, have some fun with it, find your own sound. This is how I like to do it, you know. If you like the way something else sounds better, then go for it. You know, this is your music, you take control of it. And aside from that, I hope this video helped. You know, I hope to see y'all back here soon for more tutorials like this, more information. And yeah, if you like these basses, then like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Help me keep making these videos. And yeah, thank y'all. Peace.